What's up guys, in this video we're going to be talking about what did Boruto learn the Flying Thunder God aka the Flying Raijin. So without further more ado, let's get into this. Will Boruto learn the Flying Thunder God aka the Flying Raijin? Well, this is what some of us are wondering. Will he ever get it, or will he have a technique that rivals it or even better? When we saw Minato use this technique, he used it for multiple purposes and had different variants at that. He was also known as the Yellow Flash due to this jutsu that made him famous for how well he used it. He used this in the Third Great Shinobi War and killed 1,000 shinobi in a short amount of time. It was said that this man was so dangerous that it was a flee on sight orders due to him being so deadly. And not only that, but when he fought the Raikage, he outdid him in speed while also fighting Killer Bee at the same time. The Flying Thunder God technique uses lots of chakra. It takes so much that it takes 3 Jonin level shinobi to perform it, as we saw in the war arc, when the 3 Jonin transported the Mizukage to the battlefield, and it was stated that it takes 3 people with their chakra combined due to not having Minato's high chakra reserves. But due to his high amounts of chakra reserves, he can do it with ease. Many think that Naruto got his chakra from Kushina alone, but Minato also has very large chakra reserves. On the night of his death, we got to see how impressive his chakra reserves really were. With a full-powered Kyuubi launched a Biju bomb, Minato used an advanced version of that jutsu. He used the Flying Thunder God guiding Thunder Jutsu to teleport away the Biju bomb. This insanely OP jutsu takes lots of chakra control to do this. It uses the fundamental principles of the Flying Thunder God to create a barrier space to teleport away whatever it comes in contact with, in this case a Biju bomb. After sealing it away, Minato then redirects it to a marked location that marks safely outside of Konoha. This technique not only consumes more chakra than the normal Flying Thunder God, but takes lots of chakra control, which is very impressive for him to have thought of this and executing in such a short amount of time. After that, Minato spams the Flying Thunder God jutsu while fighting Obito in version 2. It's so fast that not even the Sharingan can keep up with its insanely fast movements. After that, he summons Gamabunta, which is stated to take lots of chakra alone to summon. It took so much that Naruto had to expel not only all of his chakra, but some of Kurama's in order to summon him. And let's put this in perspective. Boruto summoned Garaga with no difficulties without a tail beast having to assist him. This tells you a lot about how much chakra he has stored up inside him. He somewhat has Minato's levels of chakra already as a kid. But to get back, Minato gets Gamabunta to hold down the Kyuubi to gather up enough chakra and to quickly mold it, which took time to teleport. That was stating the Kyuubi's chakra was gonna be difficult to teleport. He then teleports the halves of the Kyuubi. That was enough to power Naruto in the Great Shinobi War, which is extremely impressive. At this point, Minato was running at very low amounts of chakra. To think he could do all this was very impressive. He did do other stuff after that, but for the sake of this video, we're only going to be doing feats of the Flying Thunder God mainly. This next jutsu, Minato invented himself through this technique, which is why Tobirama praised him at being better than him, despite Tobirama being the creator of it in the first place. This next jutsu's name is a bit of an overwhelming one to say, and is ridiculously long at that. So the name is, are you ready? The Spiraling Flash Super Round Dance Howl Style Stage 3 Jutsu. This jutsu is the Flying Thunder God on steroids. He creates a shadow clone, places 6 or more kunai around the opponent, then teleports at him and attacks at such a powerful and fast speed that it creates a lightning flash that repels his opponent that is caught in the middle of it. This is seen in the Third Great Shinobi War when he wiped out 1,000 shinobi in a short amount of time, as I mentioned earlier. Or the time when Kakashi was about to get overwhelmed by those ninja, Minato came in and did that jutsu and blitzed them with ease. Although Tobirama isn't as good at the jutsu he created, he has shown amazing feats, like when he did that variant of the Flying Raijin called the Flying Hirai Shingiri Flying Thunder God slash against Azuna. We could see Boruto use this move, especially since we see in the future that he's gonna be a Kenjutsu user when we see him fighting Kawaki in the future. And since Boruto is training under Sasuke, he will turn proficient in Kenjutsu, and with also learning lightning style jutsu or even hypothetically learning the lightning style cloak to furthermore his speeds. When we saw Sasuke versus the Raikage, he was able to use the lightning cloak to increase reaction time and speeds greatly to the point of dodging the Amaterasu point blank, but although this jutsu is fast, the Flying Thunder God and the QB Chakra mode is far faster, as we saw the Raikage get outdone in speed when he fought Naruto and Minato. And don't get me started on Six Paths characters that make them look slow, but I'll save that for another video. To put this in perspective, if Boruto learns the Flying Thunder God from those Jonin that used it on the Mizukage and masters it, Boruto with not only the ability of the Karma Seal that can absorb chakra and redirect it, like when we saw Kawaki blast Garu in half, but would be able to teleport behind opponents and do that for an easy W. With the Jogan that appears to increase dexterity, in theory, like when he fought Momoshiki, also while seeing chakra points and weak spots at that when we saw him use it against the Nue. Since he also is the wielder of the Rasengan, especially the Vanishing Rasengan, he could easily blitz opponents if he uses it in the heat of battle. We could see the Flying Thunder God version 2 while doing the Vanishing Rasengan or Purple Lightning preferably, which would be very OP. This will eventually make Boruto so OP he'd be considered the Yellow Flash 2.0, or if it's Purple Lightning, hypothetically, he'd be called the Purple Flash, but more dangerous, especially if and when he learns Sage Mode to amp this furthermore. Although Minato did have Sage Mode, he always downplayed himself despite he was a perfect Sage and didn't use it as often. And with Sage Mode, not only he will increase his speed, but increase his durability, stamina, and senses on top of that, making him an absolute force to be reckoned with. He could really use his jutsu to make him the fastest ninja of his generation alongside with Mitsuki. And Boruto is showing us he's very smart and a prodigy already like Minato was. So he could catch on to all this stuff at a very fast rate. Faster than what Naruto's took to learn on something like the Rasengan that took a week or so, which only took Boruto a few days to learn. It's stated by Jiraiya that his difficulty is 6 grades above the A rank ultra high grade level jutsu, which is the highest shape form transformation, which is an advanced level of chakra control. So this really tells us how much of a prodigy he really is, to have learned in such a short amount of time. Now there is a con to this about the Flying Raijin that I did not really discuss earlier inside the video, and the con is that Minato learned from Kushina's mother, who was a Uzumaki. She knew lots about seals and all that, and Minato eventually learned lots of those seals from her. And I don't really think we have anyone that Boruto can learn from, the same amount of seals that Minato did. So that is a fairly bad con. Because, to perform certain type of Flying Raijin jutsu, like, stamping it on the people or something like that, it takes, doing, I think it's called Furin Jutsu, aka, sealing technique. And, I don't think there's really any Uzumaki that really knows of that sealing technique, if I'm not mistaken. That's just my opinion though. Now inside this video, I may have seemed like a Minotard a bit on how much I talked about Minato instead of talking about Tobirama's feats, but I feel like it was better to talk about Boruto's grandpa more in this video just for the sake of him being related. But anyways, tell me what you guys' thoughts and opinions are about this topic. Also, if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe if you enjoy, and also like to support your boy. But anyways, it's been your boy D Balboa. I'm out.